Welcome everyone to the Alabama Bass Trail 2020 Best of Show. Chris, what an incredible year on the Alabama Bass Trail.
It's been a year, but yes, on the Alabama Bass Trail, it has been an incredible year. And been a crazy year, but it's been a great year.
It really has. And these guys sitting across from us right now, they were the benefit of $20,000.
Looking at the South, a win on Jordan, a win on Lay, and I know our buddy Mark McKeag said he really wasn't worried about it at the beginning of the season, but they've taken notice.
I think his words were he doesn't like them.
He doesn't. He doesn't.
Noah Cole, congratulations on an awesome season. Talk a little bit about Jordan. I mean, it was a tough tournament leading up to the tournament. I mean, muddy water, things like that. Talk a little bit about Jordan, your first win, youngest ever win on the Alabama Bass Trail.
We had a pretty good practice. We was catching them flipping grass, but I think with 225 boats on the water, everybody fished grass in practice, so those fish got hammered. And we ended up finding a little point that had some gravel. We pulled up there with the DT6 and we wore them out until about 9 o'clock.
What was that day like, Cole?
It was awesome, just the way we caught them. I like catching them like that, so it was real fun.
Talk about time on the water, because you can't replace it with anything else.
No, we fished all the conditions at night, during the day, cloudy, sunny. You know, we pretty much fished through all the conditions this year. So during the changing conditions during the tournament, it was easier to adapt to it.
When you got to Lay, did you think you could win it?
We did during practice. We was catching them in the grass, and we had a pattern running grass that we was catching them very good in practice. But we started out shallow, and at 9 o'clock we didn't have a keeper, and we decided to go hit an offshore spot that we found. We pulled up in practice and made 8 casts, caught 6 fish, and the other 2 casts we had bites, and they was just getting bigger and bigger. The last one was a 3-pounder. We knew we had a shot at winning it, but we thought we was a big one away.
You know, one of the things that I noticed when we were looking back at stats, 2019, your first year on the trail, didn't cash a check.
We did.
Did that drive you? I mean, because some people would be like, dude, I'm not going to go back and donate my money.
Yeah, we talked about not even fishing this year, and we decided we'd give it one more year, because $1,300 is a lot of money for us. And
I think you're glad that you.
Yeah, we're really glad that we fished this year.
What can our viewers and ABT fans, what can they expect from the Godwin brothers for 2021?
Next year our goal is to win Angler of the Year. We had a shot at it this year, and Eufaula killed us, but we really want to win Angler of the Year.
That's an important trophy here on the Alabama Bass Trail, and I think it goes way beyond the bonus money that you get. I think it's more about the pride and everything else. Well, phenomenal year. I mean, we are just thrilled for you guys. $20,000. Did I mention that?
Over $21,000.
Over $21,000 in winnings for 2020, and already signed up for 2021.
If we had a fantasy team, they'd be on mine.
Certainly be on our fantasy team. Thank you guys for fishing the Alabama Bass Trail. Congratulations on another great year.
Thank you.
Chris, I didn't win $20,000 this year.
I didn't either.
I didn't. It's tough on this side of the couch. It's better to be on that side of the sofa tonight. All right, guys, we'll be right back with our next team on the Alabama Bass Trail 2020 Best of TV show.
Alabama Bass Trail TV, presented by Phoenix Boats, is brought to you by Bill Penny Toyota, official truck of the Alabama Bass Trail, by TH Marine, improving your boat from transom to trolling motor, and by Jax, all about the South. There's more to come.
At Phoenix Boats, our passion for fishing is obvious. Whether it's a pro event or fishing with our family and friends,
we truly love the sport of fishing.
That's why our goal is to make every single Phoenix boat that goes out the door the best fishing platform it can be in both design and construction.
We love to fish as much as anyone, and we believe it shows in every boat we build.
Phoenix Boats, built by anglers for anglers.
Bill Penny Toyota is Alabama's #1 volume Toyota dealer. But that's not the only reason to get to know Bill Penny. Enjoy a 10-year unlimited warranty on every new Toyota in stock. Get 1 year of 24/7 roadside assistance. Test drive for the chance to win $5,000. You heard right. 5,000 big ones. Plus, choose from over 700 new Toyotas in stock and price to move. Bill Penny Toyota is Alabama's #1 volume Toyota dealer. Get to know us today.
Stetson Blaylock, Todd Auten, Head Fury, let's go!
Garmin LiveScope, I tell you right now, if you don't have it, you are behind. It's just wild. It's like a video game.
If you do not have that Garmin LiveScope, you are definitely missing out.
Bassmaster Classic Champion!
You love spending time outdoors, but those nasty flying, biting, swarming insects keeping you inside? Now you can battle the bugs and win with Zone Repellents. Zone insect repellents are safe, effective, and DEET-free, providing 12 hours of protection from mosquitoes, ticks, flies, fleas, chiggers, gnats, and no-see-ums. Zone insect repellents are made right here in the USA, endorsed by the CDC and EPA registered. Go to ZoneRepellents.com and see the entire line of insect repellents and hand sanitizers. Forget the bugs. Get outdoors and fish with Zone Repellents. That's ZoneRepellents.com.
Welcome, folks, to Alabama Bass Trail TV, brought to you by Phoenix Boats. I'm Chris Brown, along with ABT Program Director Miss Kay Donaldson. And here we are with the 2020 Best of Show. And Miss Kay, you're right, 2020's been a year, but it's been a great year for Alabama Bass Trail.
It's been a great year for the Alabama Bass Trail, and it's been a really great year for the guys sitting just across from us.
That's right.
Mark McKeag, Tim Hurst, our 2020 South Division Anglers of the Year. How does that sound?
Sounds good. I like the sound of that.
You like the sound of that?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. You know, these guys have fished with us for 7 years.
Right.
They've been 2 years on the South Division. They always told me they liked the South Lakes just a little bit better than the North Lakes. Now that you can breathe, now that it is for sure that you are the Anglers of the Year, talk a little bit about your season, because it's kind of been crazy.
Yeah, it's been a different year just because we had a couple of months off, which we're not used to. You know, we fish about all the time, but March and April we didn't have a whole lot going on. But it's just been a good year. I mean, we've had a lot of things go our way.
Well, speaking of going your way, I mean, you talked about you guys have fished the South for a long time, but you ventured up into the North this year and brought home a win at Weiss, and you double qualified for the Bassmaster Team Championship. I mean, Tim, talk about that. I mean, going up to the North and fishing those lakes this year.
Well, you know, that's always been, we've looked at the schedule a couple of years when we fished the North, and we wanted to fish the South, and finally when we started, that was the goal, was to double qualify.
You know, guys, 225 boats in each division. That's a lot of people that you've beat out. I mean, to make it to the Bass Team Championship. Let's kind of walk through the season, okay? Guntersville, not your best tournament. Then you come down to Jordan, have a great tournament, have a great finish there. Then we go off for 2 months and come back, Logan Martin, top 10 finish there in the South. So what are you starting to think? Are you even thinking Angler of the Year?
You know, I don't think we ever think about that. We try to take it one event at a time and let it work itself out. But I did kind of get the feeling after Logan Martin, things were kind of going our way.
You know, and then you get to the Alabama River. And let's not talk about COVID. Let's not even talk about the Sahara dust storm. But then they take 9 to 10 feet of water off the lake from Thursday to Saturday.
I think that kind of helped us. I mean, we pulled in there. I like fishing lakes with drawdowns, and that really didn't even bother us. I mean, we had pulled into a place where I caught someone with shad spawn a couple of days before. I mean, the birds were eating the shad, and then they dropped the water out. Well, we had them figured out in 30 minutes, you know, where they'd gone to, so.
I idled by a place and seen it on my graph and marked it and didn't get a bite in practice, but when they dropped the water, we wound up catching 2 of our fish off of that place that afternoon late, and that's a place that they probably wouldn't have been if they didn't drop the water. So,
Well,
you know.
Talk about this real quick. I mean, mentally, when you put the boat in the water and you look around, you can see water's falling.
Yeah.
Mentally, does that affect you at all? Because it affects a lot of people.
It makes me happy.
Okay.
Because I figure that half the field's mad now.
Went on down to Eufaula. That lake has been phenomenal all year long. Had a ton of traffic. Had a decent tournament there. Had a real good term, and then coming into Lay, you knew you were 30 points ahead in the points race. What was the end goal? Was it to just keep Angler of the Year, or was it to win?
It was to win. I mean, we just thought the best way to win the Angler of the Year was to catch as big a stringer as we could catch, and that's kind of the approach that me and him talked about, and that's what we took. I mean, the weird thing to me is about that tournament was there's been a lot of tournaments this year that we really didn't know if we was going to catch them or not, and we caught them. And that tournament there, I really thought I was pretty dialed in going into the tournament. I mean, I thought that we had figured something out to catch them pretty early, and we were going to have a really good start. Not that we didn't think we could win the tournament going into it, but we thought we're going to be able to catch 12 to 14 pounds pretty easy, I thought, and it was going to make the day a lot better, but the opposite of that happened. I mean, we caught one on our first stop and then our next stop, but then it was really tough on us after that. It was a grind all day.
2021, you're signed up for the ABT North Division, the ABT South Division, and the ABT 100.
We fish every Saturday. We look for something. And now that we have the Alabama Bass Trail to fish, and you keep making the tournaments bigger, pay out more money, less boats, we like it.
I'm looking forward to going back to still fishing. We're still fishing both divisions, but I'm looking forward to having 3 tournaments next year that we only got 100 boats to deal with.
So what's the end goal next year for 2021 for this team?
Win the first one, and then worry about it after that.
I like it.
Go ahead and punch that chicken
I like
early.
it.
So.
Guys, thank you so much. Congratulations again on your Angler of the Year in the South Division. Thank you for fishing the Alabama Bass Trail for 7 years. Really appreciate that. All right, that wraps it up for that 2020 South Division Anglers of the Year. Mark McKeag, Tim Hurst. We'll be right back.
This portion of the program is sponsored in part by Sweet Home Alabama, by Garmin, and by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Alabama Bass Trail TV, presented by Phoenix Boats, will be right back.
At Phoenix Boats, our passion for fishing is obvious. Whether it's a pro event or fishing with our family and friends,
We truly love the sport of fishing.
that's why our goal is to make every single Phoenix boat that goes out the door the best fishing platform it can be in both design and construction.
We love to fish as much as anyone, and we believe it shows in every boat we build.
Phoenix Boats, built by anglers for anglers.
The taste of the South starts out here. However you roll into work, you can bring the flavor with Jack's Breakfast Catering. Huge scratch-made buttermilk biscuits and hearty breakfast sandwiches, mixed or matched, starting at just $15. Don't forget to add delicious fresh ground Royal Cup coffee and classic breakfast sides, because great work starts with great breakfast. Breakfast catering starting at $15 from Jack's. All about the South.
Folks, welcome back to the Alabama Bass Trail Best of Show for 2020. Excited to welcome in Miss Kay, your second place team in points in the North Division, a team that I'm going to say a lot of folks are taking notice of now, but they were just a lot of fun to watch this year. Stephen McAvoy, Josh Butts, guys, welcome to the show. Congratulations on a great year.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, absolutely. It was fun for sure. I know one of the camera kind of cut off when we had one of our best fish catches of the year.
Why do you have to throw me under the bus like that?
I guess we had so many fish catches that time.
It just tired of watching. Well, let's talk a little bit about your year. I mean, starting off on Guntersville.
It was a tough practice. We practiced a few weeks prior to that week, run some stuff that we were real familiar with, caught fish. So we went and ran completely new water in official practice, and it was tough. It was real tough. The morning of the tournament, we just said, we're gonna go run history, and ran history, and about an hour and a half after that we went to a community hole, and it kind of sat there the rest of the day, and it worked out to a great finish.
I think you guys took the points lead second or third tournament of the year when we came back from COVID and really tried to dial in on Man, we talked several times on the podcast and then at events, but you guys that was focus for you. You're pretty dialed in on that, weren't you?
Yeah, for sure. And you know, like I think that was Westlake. We took the lead, and I had some buddies from college. They watched Alabama Bass Trail, and they want to see you do really good, you know, because this is a big series. So I was pretty excited. And they was texting me, you know, while we was, you know, in front of the stage. It wasn't backstage. It was in front of the stage. And they was like, "Oh man, you're gonna take the lead pretty good, you know." And I was like, "Well, it's only the second term of the year, you know." Yeah. But back to the Guntersville tournament, you know, this whole time here, we've been talking about new water, fishing new water. Sometimes you fish new water, but at the same time, it's good if you fish new water during practice and you don't find anything.
Right.
And you have to go, but you try something different.
Sure.
It's something different.
When you have people like Wesley Sams and then Stephen talk about the quality of the angler that you are, Josh. I mean, Wesley Sams says one person that put Wallace State Community College fishing team on the map was Josh Butts. And he said that before the season ever started. He said, you better watch him. And then you've talked about what that means as well as what Stephen means to you as far as being your partner and your friend and all of that. What does it mean to be able to fish with someone that, I mean, because that's what the Bass Trail is about. I mean, it really is about fishing with your buddy.
Yeah.
We saw that with Mark and Tim. You know, we saw that with Cole and Noah Godwin being brothers. Talk a little bit about that, because you don't always get this opportunity to fish with someone that you're that close with.
Yeah, you kind of hit a soft spot because honestly, I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, it means a lot because I came up from a poor background, so it helps out a lot. I don't have new reeling rods. I don't have everything I need to, but I've got the talent. But if it's somebody like this that comes in and helps you, and Wes and all these people that come in and back you up, that's what it means, and it touches my heart so much. And you don't want to ruin something like that, and you want to embody everything.
That's right.
You just want to embody everything, but at the same time you want to help as much as you can. And that's what it means to me. And you know, it's a learning curve, but you got to work your butt off. You have to work your butt off. It's little things. We talk about it all the time on the water. It's little things.
Little things make the whole thing.
Sure.
Yeah,
it really does.
It really does. And that's what the whole kind of set tonight that I've seen with everybody coming up is not focus on what you've been doing in practice. And getting all dialed into that. It can change.
It can change. If 2020 taught us nothing, it taught us to change and adapt.
It did.
Right.
You guys had a phenomenal year. There's only one place left to go, and that's from second to one in the Angler of the Year points. What a phenomenal team.
I don't know if I'm more jealous of the talent, the ability, the mustache, or the flow.
That's it. That's the mustache.
He's got a lot to be jealous of.
He really does. He really does.
He
Guys,
really
thanks
does.
for being a part of the show tonight.
Thank you so much. All right, guys, we'll be right back with our next team on the Alabama Bass Trail 2020 Best of TV show.
This portion of Alabama Bass Trail TV, presented by Phoenix Boats, is brought to you by Bill Penny Toyota, Sweet Home Alabama, and by America's First Federal Credit Union. Stay with us, there's more to come.
The TH Marine HydroWave H2 KVD Edition is a surefire way to ignite a feeding frenzy. The HydroWave utilizes a sound-emitting technology that imitates bait fish and other feeding fish below the surface that preys on the competitive nature of bass and other game fish to get you more bites. The HydroWave is another way that TH Marine has you covered from transom to trolling motor.
At Phoenix Boats, our passion for fishing is obvious. Whether it's a pro event or fishing with our family and friends,
We truly love the sport of fishing.
that's why our goal is to make every single Phoenix boat that goes out the door the best fishing platform it can be in both design and construction.
We love to fish as much as anyone, and we believe it shows in every boat we build.
Phoenix Boats, built by anglers for anglers.
Some things ain't worth keeping. Yesterday's traditions, today's adventures, tomorrow's memories. Now that's something worth keeping. Fish Alabama and find your keeper.
For more information, visit fishalabama.org.
Bill Penny Toyota is Alabama's #1 volume Toyota dealer. But that's not the only reason to get to know Bill Penny. Enjoy a 10-year unlimited warranty on every new Toyota in stock. Get 1 year of 24/7 roadside assistance. Test drive for the chance to win $5,000. You heard right. 5,000 big ones. Plus, choose from over 700 new Toyotas in stock and price to move. Bill Penny Toyota is Alabama's #1 volume Toyota dealer. Get to know us today.
Welcome back to the Alabama Bass Trail 2020 Best of Show. Best in the South, now best in the North.
And best overall.
And best overall. These guys, first year on the trail, never fished the Alabama Bass Trail before, fished lots of tournaments together. We've had a few conversations with them. Mark Condren, Tony Samari, welcome in. Congratulations on a phenomenal season on the Alabama Bass Trail.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You guys make it so easy when we don't have to scroll past the first page on the results page. And every year, I mean, every time, never below 30th place this season. I mean, how do you do it?
It's been an incredible year. Every tournament this year has been extremely slow at the beginning, especially 9, 10 o'clock comes around, we're sitting there scratching our heads most of the time. And all of a sudden we make a change and it seems to work out. In Garnersville, we kind of lucked out because it was a longer day. We had that, was it 4:45 check-in? And we lost a couple of big fish during that tournament. We could never get number 5. We had 3 fish, and we ended up with 4 at the end. And then we lost 5 several times throughout the day, and it was.
What was your weight in that tournament?
It was 18 and change.
On 4 fish?
Yeah. We lost a couple that were 5+ in that tournament.
Wow.
COVID comes in, shuts us down, but I do want to talk a little bit more about the Guntersville tournament. That's your first tournament with Alabama Bass Trail, your first meeting, your first blast off, your first weigh-in. Talk a little bit about that and walking through that as a first-time ABT guy.
It's we pre-fish, and we get a general idea of what we need to be doing. But every tournament we fished, it kind of puts us in the right place, but we always end up changing it up. Like Tim and them were saying, fog delays or whatever, that stuff's going to happen. Do we go to point A or do we go to point B now, or C? And it's the decisions we've both made, every tournament, and it seemed to have worked for us this year.
What do we look for in 2021? I mean, you've won the granddaddy of them all with the Angler of the Year. What can we expect next year?
We need to get a win. Yeah. I think that's our next step here. We want to actually get a win.
We kind of blame that on ourselves. We both work full time. But I mean, no, I'm not saying nothing bad, but I'm just saying it's and we're in Tennessee and this is Alabama, so we don't get to put in as much time as a lot of people, which, it'd be vice versa if it was in Tennessee, but that's what we have plans on doing. But being consistent next year, as consistent, if not better.
Well, have you thought about that at all? I mean, you're in Tennessee, you don't fish Alabama waters a lot, and you come down here, you take their money, and you take the Angler of the Year trophy from them.
Well, it's funny, you would probably say the same thing. We've grown up fishing lakes that, and I'm sure this is the way to say it, but they don't really make much sense. They're highland reservoirs, very difficult to fish. Sure. It's junk fishing constantly, right? And you're constantly making changes throughout the day just to get your limit, right? And I think that kind of helps a little bit, just being able to adapt.
Okay, I think it's one team that stuck up on a lot of people this year, but it probably won't happen again.
No, I think everyone's eyes are going to be on this team next year.
Sure.
And it's going to be fun to watch and see if they can back it up in 2021. Congratulations on a phenomenal year in the Alabama Bass Trail. Your 2020 North Division Anglers of the Year, Mark Condren, Tony Samari. Congratulations, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Well, Justin, welcome to the team, brother. It's good to have you.
Man, I'm so glad to be part of this group. I mean, this is probably one of the best decisions that I've ever made in my life. Getting this opportunity to be part of the Alabama Bass Trail was a godsend. It's kind of like me and my wife talk about. This position is not really a job, it's a lifestyle.
Sure.
And, you know, it's not the 8 to 5 type thing.
No.
But it's also like being part of a family. And that's what I really like about it.
Justin's come on board. He's got a great background in Division I athletics and organizing large events. He's got a fisherman's background. But what I think Justin really brings to the table is the fact that he loves the sport, he loves the industry, and he loves people. And he understands that our job is to bring the best quality event that we can.
You know, one of the things that I have figured out here in the past 2 months, there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes.
Right.
It's a lot of hard work. The team works extremely hard. And, you know, I think I have a greater appreciation of everything that goes into making the Alabama Bass Trail what it is, because there's a reason why this has blossomed into one of the premier amateur tournament trails in the Southeast. It's because it's done the right way.
And I'm glad you said that, because with me, and I've said this before on our podcast and other things, we see a lot of tournaments. Justin, we fished a lot of tournaments, and nobody really takes care of anglers quite like you guys do at the ABT.
Right, and you know, the anglers are what make the ABT the ABT. It's a lot of quality people who participate in this, and I think that is another reason why this has grown into what it is now.
It makes a phenomenal trail, but it just makes phenomenal memories as well.
It really does.
You know, it's been an awesome season. Justin, we're looking forward to seeing you up on the stage at the championship. We'll have a few weeks to turn around before we have to be back at the ABT 100. Thank you guys for tuning in to the 2020 Alabama Bass Trail Best of Show. As we always say, good luck, God bless, good fishing, go Falcons.
And go Tigers.
We'll see you soon.